We're counting down the 8 ancient structures unearthed in 2025 that defy every explanation archaeologists can offer, from Bronze Age complexes that rewrite urban planning to megaliths with astronomical precision, sunken temples submerged beneath the waves, and ruins that appear to unlock technologies lost to history. Each discovery pushes the boundaries of what we thought humanity was capable of. These rankings reveal a rapid escalation from mysterious architectural oddities to mind-bending enigmas buried in ice, stone, or sea. Which structure will challenge history the most? Let's begin our journey starting with number 8. 8th place, Kurd Qaburstan's so-called hidden palace outside Erbil, Iraq, emerged in early 2025 as a puzzle that unsettled even seasoned Mesopotamian archaeologists. Beneath layers of Bronze Age debris, excavators traced the outline of a monumental administrative complex. Its plan rotated a full 30 degrees off the cardinal grid that defines the region's ancient cities. Clay tablets, inscribed in archaic cuneiform, catalog flood events and palace designs unmentioned in Babylonian records. Among the scattered finds, hexagonal game boards carved from limestone and traffic flow indicators that reverse the typical right-to-left orientation of Mesopotamian streets. Carbon dating of construction, fills, and epigraphic analysis place the palace at around 3000 BCE, contemporary with Uruk's heyday, yet architecturally at odds with every known urban precedent. Scholars now debate whether these anomalies reflect forgotten regional catastrophes or the imprint of an as-yet unknown culture. If even a single tablet's account proves accurate, how much else in the Mesopotamian record remains hidden, waiting for the next turn of the spade? Number 7. The Leosar stone alignments in Brittany, France, emerged from beneath centuries of peat and bracken in June 2025, after ground-penetrating radar traced a buried corridor leading to a megalithic tomb. What startled excavators wasn't just the scale, rows of granite monoliths, each weighing up to 12 tons, but the crispness of their carvings. Glyphs, some as deep as a thumbprint, show no sign of weathering, as if the stones had only recently seen daylight. Petrographic analysis confirmed the granite's origin, a quarry more than 50 kilometers distant, raising questions about Neolithic transport and logistics. The alignments themselves run in 2 distinct axes, one tracking the major lunar standstill, the other marking the solar equinox, mapped with a precision that matches the best-known archaeoastronomical sites in Europe. Yet, the Leosar stones predate written history by nearly 2 millennia, with construction phases stretching from 4700 to 4300 BCE. Archaeoastronomers mapped the site's horizon points and found the alignments phase-locked to celestial cycles, suggesting a sophisticated understanding of both solar and lunar rhythms. The tomb at the heart of the complex, revealed by GPR, contained grave goods untouched by later disturbance, hinting at ritual continuity. While Brittany's Karnak stones have long inspired debate, the Leosar site's dual alignments and pristine glyphs push the question further. How did Neolithic builders achieve such astronomical mastery, and what knowledge has been lost between their time and ours? Number 6. The Sky Gate Terrace rises above the cloud line at 4,100 meters in the Cairo highlands of Peru, a place where oxygen thins and the Andes meet the sky. In February 2025, a drone-mounted LiDAR sweep revealed the geometric signature of a terraced stone platform, its outline invisible from ground level but unmistakable from above. Excavators found megalithic window stones, upright slabs framing the horizon so that on the June solstice, the rising sun appears perfectly centered. What sets the site apart is not only its extreme elevation, but the discovery of shallow basins rimmed with gold leaf and bearing residues of elemental mercury, an alchemical pairing rare for any period, let alone at such altitude. Geochemical assays confirm the metals are not modern contamination, but ancient, likely transported from distant riverbeds. Ethnographers recorded Q'ero elders chanting of a gateway to the stars, a phrase echoed in ritual songs that describe the terrace as a place where sky visitors once opened the path between worlds. The alignment of the platform's windows with the Pleiades cluster, visible only during a brief window each year, supports the oral tradition of stellar navigation. From the air, faint geoglyphs spiral outward from the terrace, visible only in certain light, patterns that have yet to be matched in Inca or pre-Inca design. While European megalithic sites favor lunar and solar cycles, Gate Terrace adds the challenge of altitude and the enigma of ritual metallurgy. If the Q'ero legends hold even a kernel of truth, what kind of knowledge passed through this mountain gateway, and who, if anyone, awaited on the other side? Number 5. The submerged Lighthouse Temple off Tamil Nadu, India, surfaced in March 2025 as a revelation from the ocean's depths. Sonar scans first traced rectilinear foundations 24 meters below sea level, but it was the 3-week dive led by Dr. Maya Venkataraman that confirmed the impossible: a basalt temple, its columns precision-carved, spiral mosaics intact, and a central lantern chamber untouched by time. Radiocarbon analysis of marine incrustations pinned its original construction to at least 2,800 BCE, centuries before monumental stone temples rose on the Indian subcontinent. Tool marks on the blocks match no known technology from the era, and inscription analysis reveals a script that predates the earliest Tamil Brahmi by several hundred years. Local legend speaks of the 7 pagodas, temples swallowed by the sea in a single night, but no record describes the scale or engineering evident here. Dr. Venkataraman's field notes capture the team's disbelief. It's as if someone put a modern lighthouse in a 4,000-year-old setting. Catastrophic sand layers and abrupt abandonment suggest a sudden inundation, possibly a medieval tsunami, followed by gradual burial beneath silt and marine growth. The temple's alignment with ancient shoreline ridges, revealed by bathymetric LiDAR, hints at a once bustling port lost to rising seas. No domestic debris, only sacred iconography, supports its function as a beacon, spiritual or literal, on a vanished coast. If the legends are even half true, what other temples might still lie hidden, waiting for the next storm or sonar sweep to reveal their secrets? Number 4. The spiral sun coil emerged from the parched grasslands of Narok County, Kenya, in April 2025, after a heat imaging drone mapped a pattern invisible to the naked eye, a sweeping double spiral of stone causeways radiating outward from a buried chamber. The stones themselves, when sampled and brought to Nairobi's geoscience labs, defied every expectation. Rather than simple basalt, spectroscopy revealed an iridescent composite laced with microlattice structures. Under electron microscopy, these lattices displayed a complexity that modern engineers struggle to produce without high-temperature kilns. Yet all attempts to replicate the process above 950 degrees Celsius failed to match the original's crystalline order. The causeways form a near-perfect Fibonacci spiral, each segment precisely measured, their surfaces reflecting sunlight in shifting hues at dawn and dusk. Maasai oral tradition, recorded in archival interviews, speaks of sun roads made by visitors of fire, beings who walked the land before the ancestors and left paths that shimmered in the heat. No known Neolithic culture in East Africa possessed the knowledge to manufacture such advanced composites or map out mathematical spirals on this scale. Field notebooks from the 2025 excavation capture the growing sense of bewilderment. If the sun coil's builders mastered material science and geometry lost to time, what was their purpose? Ritual, energy, or something still beyond our grasp? As the site's micro-lattice puzzle remains unsolved, the sun coil stands as a challenge to everything we thought we knew about prehistoric technology in Africa. What other secrets might be locked beneath the Rift Valley's volcanic crust, waiting for the right wavelength to reveal them? Coming to the top three, the Omega pillars emerged from the Rub al-Khali Desert after a windstorm in March 2025, revealing 13 basalt monoliths arranged in a sweeping Fibonacci spiral. Thermoluminescence tests conducted by independent labs returned a staggering date, 26,000 BCE. That figure shattered the established timeline for monument building in the Arabian Peninsula, predating even the earliest known human settlements in the region by millennia. Each pillar stands nearly 4 meters tall, their surfaces incised with glyphs resembling star clusters, most notably the Pleiades, mapped with a precision that matches modern astronomical charts. The controversy erupted almost immediately. Professor Eleanor Briggs, presenting at the Cambridge Symposium, argued that the pillar's orientation and spiral geometry could only be the product of deliberate design, citing the repeated motif of 7-pointed stars and the mathematical consistency of the spiral's radii. Her counterpart, Dr. Lucas Halim, countered that the thermoluminescence protocol was flawed, suggesting that ancient lightning or rare geological heating events could have reset the dating clock. The academic feud spilled into public view through leaked emails and heated conference exchanges, with each side accusing the other of bias and methodological error. As the debate raged, a third anomaly surfaced. Several of the glyphs, when digitally enhanced, revealed nested spirals and cross-hatched lines that correspond to the orbital paths of visible planets in the night sky. Patterns only observable with instruments far beyond what Paleolithic toolkits could provide. The pillars themselves emit no detectable electromagnetic field, unlike the active sites elsewhere on the list, but their passive antiquity and astronomical iconography have forced a re-examination of what ancient societies might have known, and how much of that knowledge has been lost in the desert sands. If the Omega pillars are genuine, how many other monuments lie buried, rewriting the very origins of civilization? Number 2, the magnetic ziggurat rises from the Mangustau Plateau like a riddle wrapped in stone and secrecy. In May 2025, a Kazakh-Russian geophysical team detected a persistent electromagnetic spike emanating from a terraced mound, its symmetry unmistakable on satellite magnetometer sweeps. The structure, built from alternating bands of local limestone and a dense, geopolitically rare magnetite, forms a stepped pyramid capped by a single polished magnetite block. What sets the ziggurat apart isn't just its mass or age, but the live anomaly pulsing from its core. Magnetometer arrays recorded field strengths 10 times above baseline, peaking precisely at the summer solstice and fading by nightfall. An electromagnetic signature that no known natural process or ancient technology should produce. By late August, the situation escalated. Leaked diplomatic cables revealed that the United States Department of Defense, citing national security, pressured Kazakh authorities to halt international access. Foreign research teams were expelled. Drone surveillance was jammed. Only a handful of local technicians, sworn to silence, continued collecting data under military escort. Internal reports, later obtained by investigative journalists, described a fluctuating 28.7 kilohertz emission, phase-locked to the sun's zenith, emanating from the capstone chamber. Attempts to model the anomaly using standard geophysical equations failed. Some analysts speculated about a piezoelectric resonance, but the ziggurat's geometry and mineral content defied those predictions. No inscriptions have been deciphered from the inner vaults, though ground-penetrating radar hints at spiral corridors and sealed alcoves. Theories range from an ancient observatory to a prehistoric energy harvester, or even a deliberately engineered stargate. The blockade and the absence of peer-reviewed data have only fueled conspiracy. With real-time electromagnetic spikes still detected by amateur radio operators as far away as Atirau, the ziggurat's influence lingers, an active anomaly, shaping not just the past, but the geopolitics of the present. If the magnetic ziggurat's energy field is more than a quirk of geology, what ancient intention lies encoded in its stones, and why are modern powers so desperate to keep it hidden? And finally, in first place, the crystal vault, sealed beneath Greenland's ice sheet, stands as the most confounding discovery of 2025. The chain of events began on June 14th, when a glaciology drone, mapping meltwater flows, suffered a sudden GPS blackout and emergency landed in a crevasse. What followed was captured on helmet cameras and biometric telemetry. As the rescue team descended, heart rate spiked, first from exertion, then from awe. There, embedded in blue-tinged ice, stretched a honeycomb of transparent quartz chambers, each wall hewn into perfect hexagons. Thermoluminescence dating of the quartz yielded an age of 11,200 BCE, older than any known human construction in the Arctic, and predating the last major glacial retreat. Indeed, the vault's surfaces gleamed without a single tool mark or trace of abrasion. Not a scratch, not a chisel scar, just seamless, mirror-smooth quartz, as if grown rather than carved. Fossilized plants, pressed into the crystal, included ferns and flowering species unknown to Greenland's Ice Age tundra. Paleobotanical analysis placed their origin in temperate climates, raising the question of how such flora came to rest in a polar vault. The chambers themselves formed a geometric labyrinth with passageways branching at 60-degree angles, an architectural motif more reminiscent of crystalline lattice than any known ancient culture. Expedition telemetry logged a persistent sense of disorientation, compasses spun, and biometric monitors showed synchronized surges in adrenaline and respiration as the team moved deeper. GoPro footage captures the moment when a fossilized seed pod, perfectly preserved, was lifted from a crystal shelf. Its DNA sequence, later analyzed, showed no match to any cataloged genus. The absence of soot, organic residue, or any human detritus eliminated the possibility of later occupation or ritual use. Attempts to explain the vault's creation have ranged from speculative Ice Age civilizations to geothermal crystal growth, yet no geological process accounts for the regularity and scale of the chambers. The quartz itself is chemically pure, with isotopic signatures inconsistent with local Greenlandic bedrock. Some theorists, invoking the vault's impossible age and flawless construction, have revived stories of lost antediluvian cultures or even non-human architects, while skeptics argue for a natural, if bizarre, geological formation. But the lack of tool marks, the presence of non-native fossils, and the biometric shock data recorded in real time leave even the most cautious experts at a loss. No other structure unearthed this year, or any year, so thoroughly shatters the boundaries of what we consider possible for ancient builders. If the crystal vault is not the work of human hands, then whose design lies frozen beneath Greenland's ancient ice? And if it is, what chapter of our own story have we yet to uncover, hidden in the coldest shadows of the world? From the rotated halls of the Kurd Qaburstan hidden palace to the mind-bending crystal vault sealed beneath Greenland's ice, these 8 ancient structures unearthed in 2025 have redrawn the boundaries of what we thought possible. Across all entries, one pattern stands out. Each site defies conventional timelines and technologies, whether through impossible stonework, unexplained astronomical alignments, or live electromagnetic phenomena. The most shocking revelations, like the magnetic ziggurat's active energy fields and the Greenland vault's tool mark-free quartz, challenge not just our knowledge of ancient engineering, but the very story of humanity's origin. The ranking prioritized structures whose anomalies exceeded known historical capabilities, particularly those with evidence that contradicts established chronology or material science. In every case, the discoveries of 2025 suggest lost knowledge, forgotten civilizations, or forces we still don't understand. These sites prove that the ancient world is far more mysterious and perhaps advanced than textbooks admit. The quest to explain these structures has only just begun, and history may never look the same again.